Allow me to show you another official real property tax receipt. Naka-open na yata nito. Dated covered official receipt number 068-2010 and under account number 123807 rather. Kindly go over the same and tell us who is the Vicente Demetrios.
Ako po yan.
What does that represent? Ano po yan sa resibo na yan? Anong loan lot?
Ito po yung lote.
Teka po.
Yan po yung lote binili ko kay Mrs. Corona. Because at that time, 41,000 naman binayad ko dyan. Because wala pa yung 50% deduction because of the Ondoy tragedy.
We will request, Your Honor, that this document identified by the witness be marked as Exhibit 126 for the defense, Your Honor.
Mark it accordingly.
We request, Your Honor, that this document identified by the witness, which is OR number 062010, be marked as Exhibit 126 for the defense, Your Honor.
Mark it accordingly.
Now, again, I am showing to you another document labeled Statement of Account in the name of Vicente Demetrio Z. Account number 123807. Period covered January 001 to December 2010. Kindly go over the same and tell us whether you know that document. Tingnan po ninyo yan, sabihin ninyo kung kilala ninyo yan dokumento na yan.
Ito po yung nasa pangalan ko itong statement of account dated March 2010.
Covering the period January 2001 to December 2010. Alright. Now, ano pong kinalaman nito sa sinasabi niyong pagbabayad ninyo ng buwis?
Yan po yung binabayaran kong buwis for that particular period.
Alin po yung property na binabayaran ninyo dito? Witness going over the same, Your Honor.
Ito po yung lupa na binili ko yung Mrs. Corona.
I see. Now,
Kaninong tax declaration yung lupa?
natinig ninyo. Kanino raw pong tax declaration yung lupa? Tinatanong kayo ng Husgado.
Sa akin po pangalan, yung statement of account.
Oo, pero yung tax declaration, kanino?
Nasa pangalan pa rin noon ni Mrs. Corona.
Sino nag-issue ng statement of account sa inyo na pagbayaran ninyo yung
Office of the City Treasurer of Marikina.
City Treasurer,
Opo,
hindi City Assessor.
hindi o.
It states, if you are allowed to intervene, I'll just read for the record, Your Honor.
Yes, go ahead.
It states, Your Honor, statement of account, bill date March 18, 2010, period covered January 1 to December 2010. Office of the City Treasurer, Real Property Tax Division. That is the entry contained in here, Your Honor. Now, what is this amount due in which appears to be 65,268 pesos and 34 centavos? Anong dokumento to? Ano exhibit to? We will request, Your Honor, that this document identified by the witness be marked as Exhibit 127.
There is some confusion here, no? And the court would like to understand. why is it that the city treasurer's office consider Mr. Vicente as the one responsible for taxes on properties that are as declared for tax purposes by Mrs. Cristina Corona?
In the document identified by the witness, no mention about Cristina Corona, Your Honor.
Okay, proceed.
Yan pong nakalagay dyan, 65,268 pesos and 34 centavos. Sino po nagbayad niyan? Ayan.
Binayaran ko po yan.
Ilakas.
Binayaran ko po yan.
Kanino ninyo binayaran niyang halaga
Sa
na yan?
City Treasurer's Office.
O bakit kayo nagbayad na halagang 65,268 pesos and 34 centavos?
Akin na po yan, loting yan.
Sinasabi ninyong inyo na, pero wala sa inyong titulo, wala sa inyong tax declaration. Anong ibig ninyo sabihin?
Nasa akin ang titulo niyan at saka absolute deed of sale.
Ito ba yung galing kay Mrs. Corona?
Opo.
Nakarehistro na ba nakarehistro na ba yung titulo na yan sa pangalan ninyo?
Hindi po. Hindi po nakarehistro sa pangalan ko yan.
Okay. Sanda.
Pwede pa nga
Maybe-
nag-coffee. Malado si ko nag-coffee ngayon.
May we be allowed to continue, Your Honor?
Continue.
Alright. May I direct your attention or
asking
call your
for
attention to an official receipt number on you, 0628338, dated March 24, 2005-9. Ano po yan?
Nine.
The declared owner here is one Vicente Demetrio, and the account number is 123807. Kindly examine it and tell us whether you know the Demetrio Vicente declared owner mentioned in here. Tingnan po ninyo.
Sa akin po yan. Pangalan ko yan.
Ah.
And this is a receipt.
Receipt in the amount of
6,238 and
Alright.
68 centavos.
Alright. Now, this appears to be, or this is labeled official real property. When according to you, this is not yet declared in your name.
Ay, so,
Paano po nangyari na kayo nagbabayad, nasa pangalan niya yung pagbabayad, samantalang hindi naman
pinakita
dapat
ko yung absolute deed of sale of property. Nasa pangalan ko.
Opo.
Kaya, as far as the Treasurer's Office is concerned, yung nilalagay sa pangalan ko.
Hindi kayo madinig, hindi po kayo nadidinig. Ulitin po ninyo.
Sa akin yung pangalan na yan kasi pinakita ko yung absolute deed of sale na sa pangalan ko, na ako ang buyer ng property.
Was there any instance where you have appeared before the city assessor's office for purposes of declaring this property in your name? Meron na ho bang gano'n?
Opo, nakausap ko po yung
Lakas po ninyo.
Opo, nakausap ko yung assessor office na chief na sinabi ko, pinakita ko yung deed of sale ko. Kaya kanya na-transfer sa pangalan ko.
Ayun. Kailan po yun?
During this time, 2009.
209. Opo. Now again, may we request, Your Honor, that the document identified by the witness be marked as Exhibit 129 for the defense. Tama? 128, Your Honor.
Mark it accordingly.
Now, again, I show you Ano? 208 na ito eh. Ha? Pareho na lang.
Sandali lang. Sandali lang, Mr. Vicente. Para, will you kindly fix the sound system?
Mr. President,
Sandali lang, Mr. Vicente.
Mr. President.
All right, trial suspended.
We'll start in half a minute, huh? 1 minute, 1 minute. Yung isang clerk pa na pinatawag po namin, bagamat nagpunta po dito, totoo po yun, hindi na po sila bumalik because the February 14 issuance of the Supreme Court na mahigpit na pinagbabawalan yung kanilang mga employees from coming over was actually handed down. So once ibinaba po yun, ay hindi na ho namin natawag yung mga testigo pagdating sa kanila. We need to stress that the February 14, 2012 resolution of the Supreme Court prohibited everybody from showing up. Nasa sarili nilang discretion kung sino ang pwede lamang magpakita. At sinabi pa po nila na hindi lamang po bawal, pero pinaalala pa nila that whoever will show up will be in violation. If you check that resolution, will be in violation of the Article 229 of the Revised Penal Code, which is punishable by 4.5 years up to 6 years. So, tataka po kami dito, parang tila pag kailangan ng defense, mabilis pong magpakita yung kanilang mga empleyado ng Supreme Court, pero the very same witnesses sa pinatawag namin noon ay hindi po nagpapakita nung amin pong pinapatawag. But we hope that the Supreme Court, particularly the Chief Justice, will allow these witnesses to come back when we call them on rebuttal. Siguro po, panghuli na lang na pwede po namin sabihin dito is that there was a figure, no, 21 million, na talagang, una, nakakagulat po na ganun kalaki daw yung kinikita ng ating Supreme Court Justice. But anyway, we will go through that tomorrow when we do our cross-examination. Pero let's not forget that each and every property that was bought as well as the deposits that the Chief Justice has, kung tingnan lang po natin yung 5 properties sa binili nila, mag-asawa, La Vista, Burgundy, yung Columns, Bellagio, Bonifacio Ridge, nag-amount po yan to 31.85 million pesos just on the properties alone. So kahit po may sabihin po natin, let's even assume that the 21 million, sasabihin nila, kita nyo po, ang laki-laki ng kinikita ng Chief Justice, 21 million. Bawas pa po natin doon yung expenses nila. Just on the Bellagio property, nalaman na po namin ang condominium dues po doon is 70 pesos a month. So, 70 pesos per square meter. So, at 303, that's roughly, ano ba yun? Masama mathematics ko eh. 700, so, mga 21,000? 700 per square meter. 700 per square meter. So, that's... Oh, corporate. So, that's 70,000 per... 700 pesos...
70 pesos.
70 pesos.
70 pesos sa Bellagio. So 70 times 300 is about 21,000.
21,000. Basta 21,000 yung condominium dues lang, no? Sorry po, abogado po tayo kaya hindi tayo nagmedisina eh, ha? So even the condominium dues, for one property, that's already 21,000 a month. So you can imagine the list of expenses, but let's not forget that just in terms of property accumulation, buying 5 properties that have already been put on record is already almost 32 million. Yung real properties pa lang yun. Eh, paano pa yung 31 million na na-uncover nung 2010? Paano pa yung 37 million na kanila pong na tinerminate na time deposits nung 2011? Paano pa po yung mga dollar accounts? So, tingin po, yun ang inaantay po namin kung paano po hihimay-himayin nila at may papaliwanag pagdating po dyan. Pagdating po dun sa pangalawang witness, I'll turn over to
But
Congressman Sonny.
before pumunta tayo sa pangalawang witness, dagdag na lang dun sa sinabi about the Supreme Court. Mukhang napansin rin ng mga senador yung double standard dito sa pagbibigay ng permiso sa mga testigo na taga-SC. I also saw Court Administrator and Spokesperson Maidas Marquez. He's also here, no? So mukhang siya'y magiging witness din. At talagang clear na clear po. Bakit sa kanila okay, pero sa amin hindi. I-contrast na lang po natin dito sa House of Representatives na once sa kinailangan, andyan po si Representative Bolet Banal, si Representative Toby Tiangco, nagsalita at hindi naman kami nag-object at in fact, pinabayaan lang po natin. So yun ang siguro nakikita nating contrast, no, dun sa attitude towards presenting or maging bukas sa pagtetestigo.
Tsaka, malinaw yun, no? Even with Congressman Toby or whoever wants to volunteer, hindi natin pipigilan. But even in the case of Justice Sereno, even if assuming that she wanted to volunteer, she would have been punished under that February 14, 2012 resolution. Paparusahan po siya.
Kasi yung Congress, pwede naman kami pumasa ng resolution in the majority caucus na preventing members from speaking about what happened in the caucus of December 12. Pero hindi namin ginawa yon.
Pagdating po sa pangalawang witness, simulan po natin is if you will see the cross-examination is being done by Attorney J.J. Justiniano. Ang objective po talaga natin dyan is, if you will see, is to test the credibility of the witness. The witness was presented primarily para po ipakita na yung mga properties nila Chief Justice at ang kanyang may bahay sa Marikina ay hindi na daw po nila pagmamay-ari, kaya hindi nila dineclare. Dahil binenta daw po ito noong 1990 sa taong ipinipresenta po nila si Mr. Vicente. Now, marami po in the process of the cross-examination, parang itong witness po natin, sa tingin po namin, parang imbis po nagdala ng kalinawan, ay mas nagdala pa ng maraming katanungan at tila parang mas lumabo pa yung usapin kung lumipat na talaga yung titulo. Binenta po ito sa isang deed of absolute sale daw po, sabi ng witness, noong 1990. Pero these very same properties appears in the 1992 SALN of the Chief Justice. Nandun pa rin ho ito sa unang-unang SALN po na kanyang prenisinta o in-accomplish. Pangalawa, yung deed of absolute sale was notarized before a notary na napatunayan na po, may certification na isa pong peke. Hindi po o wala pong lisensya, hindi po kinikilala ng City of Makati based on a certification coming from the city. So, malinaw po yun, no? Na walang karapatan o hindi siya kilala, wala siyang otoridad. So, apektado po yung integrity ng deed of absolute sale. Malinaw din po yung surrounding the deed of absolute sale ay hindi rin po hindi rin malinaw yung circumstansya. Pag tinatanong siya, saan nyo pinapirmahan, sinong iyong kasama, sabi niya nung una, kasama ko si Mrs. Corona, saan kayo nagpunta? Doon po sa Makati, pinapadescribe sa kanya, hindi niya po niya maalala. Pag kayo po'y bumibili ng property, 7 lupa, tingin ko po, lalo sa katulad niya na hindi naman araw-araw ay bumibili ng lupa, tingin ko yung mga ganyan circumstances, kahit paano maalala po ninyo. Yun po ang process ng cross-examination. In fact, sabi ho niya, so nung pumunta kayo lang ni Ms. Corona, opo, kaming dalawa lang. Nung pinapakita na sa kanya yung dokumento, bigla nakita niya nakapirma pala si Chief Justice. Sabi niya, hindi, kasama ko pala si Chief Justice doon. Dahil nakapirma po siya doon na testigo. At siguro po, parang panghuli, ay malinaw po na naipakita na lalo po nagdadala ng maraming katanungan is that the buyer or this person who is purporting to be the owner now is actually the second cousin of the Chief Justice. So it's been 20 years, there has been no transfer. The title remains in the name of Mrs. Corona. It remains effectively a conjugal property. There has been no transfer. And to us, that brings us more questions than answers.
Dagdag din po yung sinabi niya na hindi niya mailipat dahil yung transfer tax hindi niya mabayaran dahil nagpagawa daw ho siya ng bahay. And yet, nung tinanong sa kanya, magkano ba yung transfer tax? Hindi niya maalala. So parang inconsistent, di ba? Sabi niya, hindi niya mabayaran dahil masyadong mataas. And yet, hindi niya alam yung actual amount na kailangan niyang bayaran. So that's dagdag dun sa mga inconsistency na nakita ni Congressman Kimbo. Tsaka yung real estate taxes, nasa pangalan pa po ni Mrs. Cristina Corona, no? Tapos yung siguro sa mga ilang nakabili na po ng ari-arian ng lupain dito, yan ang unang gagawin nyo pag nakabili po kayo. Sisiguraduhin nyo na nailipat po sa pangalan ninyo. Kasi pag may nangyari po sa inyo, pag namatay po kayo, God forbid, ano? Pero syempre gusto mo pumunta po sa mga kamag-anak nyo po yun, di ba? Especially in this case, may anak po siya. Hindi ba yun ang iniisip niya? Kasi kung namatay ho siya, nasa pangalan pa po ni Mrs. Corona, pag-aawayan po yun. Yung tatlo ang anak ni Mrs. Corona, Chief Justice po ang asawa niya, siguro it's more in accord with logic, with common sense, with common practice, na ilipat kaagad yon. So, yun lang ang nakikita namin na medyo a little bit curious dito sa kanyang narration of facts. No?
At siguro, tandaan nyo, tinanong ni Senate President, meron ka bang anak? So, significant yung question na yon, hindi masyadong napapansin ng marami. Significant yon because kung meron kang anak, meron kang heir. So, ibig sabihin, paano yan kapag sumakabilang buhay yung may-ari nung, o kung sinong may nakalagay sa titulo, wala kang karapatan, maghahabol ka talaga dahil bagamat bayad ka na, ikaw sabi mo, ikaw nagbabayad ng real estate taxes, ikaw nakatira doon, pero ownership is still in the name of Mrs. Corona. The real estate taxes are still in her name. So whoever is in the title, if that person passes away, God forbid, wag naman po sana, pero yun po ay mapupunta doon sa heirs nung nakalagay sa titulo. So dito kay Mr. Vicente, wala ka bang anak? Kasi kung meron kang anak, siguro normal sa iyo yun na ikaw yung nagbayad na, nakatira ka na dyan, kailangan ipalipat mo yan. Kasi kawawa naman yung mga heirs mo kung may mangyari doon sa tao na nakalagay yung titulo, hindi na pala yung may-ari, sa kanila maiiwan yon. Because in our country, just like him, sabi nga po natin, bumili na siya po ng bahay at lupa. Alam po niya no ibig sabihin, title always sa ating pong batas, kahit ipagtanong po ninyo, possession never ripens into ownership. Dito, hanggat hindi po nalilipat ang titulo, the presumption is nasa pagmamay-ari pa rin po ng kung kanino nasa kaninong pangalan po ito.
At meron pa pong implikasyon yun, yung hindi paglipat ng pangalan. May possibility ng double sale kasi nasa pangalan pa po ni Mrs. Cristina Corona, pwede niyang ibenta ulit sa iba yon. At paniniwalaan po yun dahil wala namang pong wala namang note o notation dun sa Registry of Deeds na nabenta na. Ang isa pa, on the larger picture po, ang nakikita ho magandang halimbawa ng halaga po ng cross-examination ng isang witness. Kaya gusto po namin na si Chief Justice o si Mrs. Corona at si Mrs. Corona ay pwedeng pumunta po rito para ma-cross-examine. Pag sa media lang ho kayo nagsasalita, hindi pwedeng ma-cross-examine, hindi pwedeng i-probe po yung po nung witness ngayon, nung prinobe po nung mahalaga na ng isang witness.
Oh, hindi. Mahirap.
There are so many possibilities actually. Pwedeng simulated sale, pwedeng fictional siya, pwedeng totoo, pero hindi lang niya kabisado. So yun lang, ang sinasabi lang namin, there are many questions raised by, that are not, kumbaga, hindi siya in accord with human experience, di ba? Alam naman natin yun kasi siguro lahat sa atin, di ba? Kaduda-duda lang, medyo parang nakakapagtaka ka.
Ako, ang sabihin ko is, yung testigo prenisinta para patunayan na yung properties na yon ay hindi intentionally or hindi talaga kinailangan ideklara. Bagamat nasa pangalan pa nila, hindi kinakailangan ideklara kasi pagmamay-ari na nung pinsan ni Chief Justice. Yun ang dahilan. So that the Chief Justice did not violate because it already belongs to his cousin. Prenisinta. At ang judgment namin po dyan, based on the cross-examination, hindi ho nalilipat yung titulo for 20 years. Yung real estate taxes ay nasa pangalan pa rin po. Yung notaryo po ay peke. Ang ibig sabihin po, kung ano man ang purpose na dinala siya doon, hindi po siya nagkaroon ng gamit. Because based on what has been shown to us, it is simply unacceptable that for somebody who says na hindi niya inilipat dahil hindi niya ma-afford ang transfer taxes, yet he doesn't know how much these transfer taxes are. Paano mo sasabihin na hindi ko kayang bilhin itong sasakyan na ito eh? Hindi mo pa tinatanong kung magkano yung sasakyan and yet you make that judgment. So what we're simply saying is, kung ano man ang dahilan kung bakit siya prenisinta, it was not able to establish that the property has in fact been transferred. In fact, kung may questions pang lumalabas dyan, parang may katanungan, totoo kaya yung deed of absolute sale o simulated ba ito? it's still in the name of the Chief Justice and his wife. Mukhang nasa pagmamayari pa rin nila ito.
Alo, magandang hapon. I am Paul Bulilan ng Bantay Radio Cebu. Ang tanong ko lang, sir, itong witness na ito, si Mr. Vicente, sa tingin ba ninyo parang robot lang siya? Kung anong idikta sa kanya, yan ang sabihin niya?
Yan ang paboritong sagutin ni Deputy Speaker Erin Tanyada, pero wala dito, no, ha? Compliment yun, ha? Hindi ko po alam kung siya po ay robot o hindi po natin, pero malinaw po para sa atin na meron silang blood relationship with the Chief Justice. There are questions pertaining to the deed of absolute sale which was notarized by a fake notary. So, the title has not been transferred. Ang tawag po natin dyan sa batas, these are practically badges of fraud. Na parang nagdadala sa atin sa conclusion na kung ano man ang dahilan bakit siya prenisinta, based on the cross-examination, they were not successful in showing that the property is owned by him.
At saka kung robot siya, parang, ewan ko kung mahina yung baterya o kaya parang mahina yung software, baka hindi pa na-upgrade, no? O na-update kasi parang may pagkakamali dun sa mga ibang sa cross-examination na ilabas po.
Yeah, Christine Herrera from Manila Standard. Yeah. How would you explain, can I go back to the SALN, how would you explain that the prosecution failed to present evidence on the Chief Justice Corona's SALN from 2001 to 2005 because Kim Henares only presented SALN from 2006 to 2010, and then she said that the Supreme Court or the Chief Justice failed to file his SALN. And now the defense is showing us that there is SALN filed from 2001 to 2005. How would you explain that?
Let me...
Was it deliberate on your part?
No. Let me correct the question. What Kim Henares said, we have the SALN. We were able to present the SALN of the Chief Justice all the way from 1992 up to 1998. And beginning 2001 all the way up to 2010, yung galing na sa Supreme Court, yung simula 2003. What Kim Henares testified was the alpha list. Wala yung alpha list from 2002 when he started joining half part of that year until 2005. The first alpha list na meron ang BIR on record is starting 2006. So
Now the defense said that they filed.
yeah, it's there. It's there, no? Pero there's really no significance, no? As far as we are concerned, the alpha list only speaks about how much taxes were actually paid for that year for every given individual. So
That's exactly what you want to prove, that the Chief Justice is not capable of purchasing all these properties because he's got no money to buy those. So,
no, the taxes can only be used as a basis to determine his income. Pero we never said that he did not have any income for 02, 03, 04. In fact, we said that let's even compute on the basis of his maximum salary in 2010 as a Chief Justice. Gamitin na natin yun na kunwari yun ang kanyang kinita all the way up to 2003. Because wala tayo nung alpha list, it would still not be sufficient. So I think what is, there's really nothing significant as far as producing the alpha list is concerned. Kung meron lang siyang na-establish is that according to the Supreme Court, they filed the alpha list kasi is essentially the income tax returns. Pero binubuo lang siya if you have one employer. So what it only established is that the Supreme Court says it filed, but the BIR says it did not. But that's not really our concern as far as the impeachment is concerned.
so what is your total now? Because the defense said it's 21.5 million. What is yours?
Well, they said it's 21.5. We will have to validate that on cross-examination, but like I said, even assuming, just on the basis of all the expenses that he has, just on one condominium, he's spending already 21,000 on condominium dues. Kuryente, yung mga iba pang condominium dues, pagkain. We were unfortunately unable to present the barongs. He had 2 barongs made in June of 2010, 25,000 pesos each. So, hindi na ho namin na-presenta yon, pero ibig ko sabihin, let's even assume that he saves half of that, 10 million, which is unlikely. He was able to purchase real properties amounting to 32 million. Real properties pa lang. With 10 million, I don't think you can buy 32 million. And neither can you, may 31 million in cash pa na dagdag. May 37 million pa in cash na tinerminate nung 2011. Meron pang dollar accounts na hindi po mabuksan. So, tingin po namin talagang kahit paanong sabihin nila, mahihirapan talaga sila punuan yan. So, we will wait for all the sources of income that they will show.
Tsaka, Christine,
thank you.
follow up. You're saying that our allegation is wala siyang pambili. Actually, it's not only na wala siyang pambili. Ang sinasabi rin namin, hindi niya deklarado. Kung meron siyang pambili, hindi niya deklarado na meron siyang binili at meron siyang pinagkunan para pambili. So yun ang follow up doon.
The barong.
Yeah, we issued the subpoenas. The subpoenas were actually issued. No, I'm sorry. Yes, they were issued, but we did not present anymore because after the PAL yun eh. So yung PAL kasi, hindi na pinayagan yung PAL Platinum where he traveled for free on business class at least 8 times internationally in a span of 6 months. Nung hindi na namin na-present yon, hindi na rin namin present yung iba because we were certain that it was going to be disallowed. Pwede naman. Okay? So, any more questions? O sige, maraming salamat. Good afternoon.